Ratings plummet for Fox News, but not all the way, while Sidney Powell drops the lawsuit we've been waiting for. I'm Miles Rahimi, and this is OK Miles. That's right, Fox News is drowning. There were a lot of people who seemed upset about Fox News' treatment of the election. Well, according to Newsmax's White House correspondent, Emerald Robinson, management at Fox News is being less than friendly with anyone supporting President Trump. Fox News has beat out other cable news networks year after year. In 2019, their growth continued from 2018, beating out MSNBC in basic cable ratings. Now, if you're wondering where CNN is, they're all the way down here. Rightfully, they were next to the Food Network, as they continuously feed their audience propaganda. However, ratings from Tuesday illustrate the trouble Fox News is in when Sean Hannity is getting beat out by this guy. Thankfully, Hannity did beat out Fredo of the Cuomo brothers. Who can stand to watch this guy? And moving on, Sidney Powell files lawsuits in Michigan and Georgia. I want to concentrate solely on Georgia, given I've only had time to read that specific suit. Whether or not these cases have any weight at all will be determined by what, if any, kind of legal response is given by the defendants. Now, these suits do not have to prove the burden of beyond a reasonable doubt, like a criminal case would. Instead, they are burdened with the level of evidence that's considered a preponderance of the evidence, since it's a civil case. Now, to provide context to what that means exactly, beyond a reasonable doubt means that you are 99.99% sure that something happened. The other 0.01% is merely the possibility that it didn't, but no evidence is presented to give it weight, meaning that the small chance is not reasonable doubt. Preponderance of the evidence means that you are 51% sure, or it is more likely than not, that something did happen. So, diving into the case. First, they show that 96,000 votes were never recorded as being returned to county election boards by the voter and asked the court for discovery. In other words, they want an investigation. Second, Matt Braynard, who I mentioned earlier this week, found that at least 20,311 absentee or early voters in Georgia submitted a vote well after they moved and were registered to vote out of state. Furthermore, it is asserted that in Cobb County alone, there were enough missing and unlawful votes to sway their county election results. Third, it is shown through Brainard's findings with a 95% amount of certainty that just over 38,000 mail-in votes were never counted. Fourth, sworn affidavits from both Republicans and Democrat witnesses allege significant improprieties, from ballots being mishandled to a water leak being falsely reported to clear out the State Farm Arena where the votes were being counted. Finally, I was under the impression that these voting systems were secure. You can imagine my surprise when I realized I could have corrupted them with my limited knowledge. Even fake Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams fought against these systems being used due to lack of security in 2019. There was no security physically on the USB drives which were used to record the scanned votes. Expert testimony reveals it was as easy as copying and pasting the votes to a different folder. What? All right, enough about the vote. Before I go today, I want to close with a remembrance. If you don't know already, the longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek, who was loved by so many families, including mine, lost his battle to cancer recently. Colin and I watched Jeopardy pretty religiously, and yesterday I saw this pre-recorded Thanksgiving message from him.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. Happy Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. You know, in spite of what America and the rest of the world is experiencing right now, there are many reasons to be thankful. There are more and more people extending helpful hands to do a kindness to their neighbors, and that's a good thing. Keep the faith. We're going to get through all of this, and we will be a better society because of it.
He is absolutely right that our society will get through the turmoil going on today. We are the only nation ever founded on the idea of having free practice of thought. a nation that has allowed us to bring the world out of abject poverty and suffering to being able to enjoy watching the best and brightest do what the American experiment has allowed humanity to do best: ask questions. I'll see you back on Monday. I'm Miles Rahimi, and this has been OK Miles.